This morning, officials of the Ministry and Department of Water Resources converged at the main lab to receive the latest consignment of chemical reagents, computers, refrigerators, and other equipment valued at over $500,000. This ceremony follows the rehabilitation of the lab itself, also funded by PURA. This intervention, according to the Minister of Fisheries and Water Resources, Mas Aksigai, conforms with government's strategic objectives of providing safe drinking water to the public.
The contribution of clean water supply to national development cannot be overemphasized. As we implement the program of accelerated growth and employment PH, a healthy workforce is obviously a necessity. As such, this contribution to the water quality monitoring and control laboratory is indeed highly cherished, and I personally assure all the stakeholders that the support will be put to good use for the enhancement of our national development goals.
PURA, as the main utilities regulatory body in the country, has over the years engaged all stakeholders through a participatory process to ensure that service providers meet standards stipulated by law. This carrot and stick approach, according to Abdul Job, the Director General of PURA, seeks to get the best out of service providers for consumers.
The idea here as a regulator is not just to take the stick, no. Our responsibility is also to have a carrot so that we can regulate, we can encourage and entice the utilities, the regulated entities to be able to improve the services that they deliver to the general population. That is our role. And in the institution, we take our role as a smart regulator. We don't just, penalize, but we accompany the institutions and the entities that we regulate in providing the services. So together, we have seen this partnership deliver results.
According to the PURA boss, their partnership with the lab has paid great dividends.
And we are very happy the results that we receive from the laboratory, because after every monitoring exercise that they do, reports are provided, and these reports are analyzed within the institution and shared with NAWEC.
The Deputy Director of the Department of Water Resources, Bernard Gomez, thanked PURA for the intervention and assured that the equipment will be put into good use.
I am personally gratified to note that the management of PURA does not only stop at regulating the provider of the utility, but rather goes further to ensure that the public has access to quality water at all times.
The partnership between the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority and the Department of Water Resources Abuko Lab started in 2009 when a memorandum of understanding was signed to strengthen the lab in order to enhance its work. Since then, PURA has provided assistance in the form of equipment and logistics. This latest intervention is expected to propel the department to another pedestal in its work. Omodo Jallo, Grts.
There will be a live firing exercise by Recruit 33A of the Gambia Armed Forces at the Lance Corporal Bojan Range in Brikama from Friday 16 to Sunday 18 August 2013. A news release from the Armed Forces states that the exercise seeks to assess the recruits' weapons handling techniques, individual marksmanship, and introduce them to military life and skills. The general public, especially people residing around the range in Brikama and its satellite villages, are therefore cautioned to avoid the designated area during the exercise. The cooperation of the general public is highly solicited. The dispatch ends. Brikama Area Council on Tuesday provided funding amounting to $50,000 to young farmers residing in the West Coast region. Rohibite was at the handing over ceremony, and she has the rest of that story.
The Council has presented a check for $50,000 to the West Coast region youths, a gesture that is expected to aid the youths of the region in their agricultural ventures. It can be recalled that last year the Council donated a sum of $40,000 to the youths, an amount officials say was properly utilized by the beneficiaries.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, given their energy, enthusiasm and innovativeness, young people have the potential to contribute immensely to the socio-economic development of our nation. As such, they must be placed at the forefront of building the economy of the country.
The Ministry of Youth and Sport has in recent times been supportive of the initiative, with plans to install communal farms across various regions.
We know what district youth farms also do for the young people. We know what it does for their community, because one, it will encourage them even to know that farming is part and parcel of us as a society. But they could also form it as a habit, and it could be a trade for them, because it's an entrepreneur that they can be involved in, easily self-employed.
The governor of the West Coast region, Alhaji Lamin Sane, urged young people to utilize the money effectively while calling on people to combine efforts to actualize the ideals of the initiative.
The need for all of us to come together as one people, as one body in the interest of development. The President said he's going to give funds, not only for farming, but to venture in the sea. And obviously, let's not be more rhetoric, means talking more than actions. Let's be action-oriented. Let's talk little and do more. Farming, practically, is more important than theory.
The West Coast Region Youth's Chairman, Dembo Kambi, disclosed that they are currently running 8 farms with plans to expand the operations of the farms, which he said will include sesame cultivation.
All the young people of this region to join me in thanking Brikama Area Council for this wonderful gesture. And I promise you, the funds that you have given us will go a long way in developing the young people of this region and in changing the mindset of young people of this region.
With this support, expectation will increase as to how far these youths will go in their drive to improve on their last year's yield. Rohibite, Grts.
A 3-day forum on the exemption to the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons is underway in Banjul. The forum, expected to help curb the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in the sub-regional economic bloc, is organized by the Ministries of the Interior and Defense. Uminjai reports.
Signifies a positive stance in dealing with small arms and light weapons, as we call it, SALWS, as a major concern for peace and stability in our region.
The ECOWAS Small Arms and Light Weapons Unit is charged with the task of monitoring and controlling the movement of arms and weapons through the Small Arms and Light Weapons Convention, laying the rules and regulations besides setting up the criteria for exemption procedures. All ECOWAS states are expected to comply with this. This workshop focuses on the Small Arms and Light Weapons Convention and its implementation process, as well as attempts that have been made in promoting information sharing and cooperation among member states.
Honorable Minister, distinguished participants, the ECOWAS meeting is taking place within the framework of the implementation of the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons, their ammunition, and matters related therewith, with the aim of further strengthening member states' commitment and efforts towards putting in place robust control measures over the transfer of small arms and light weapons within the region.
This forum is also providing the ECOWAS Commission and member states a platform to exchange information and critically review management of the exemption procedure in order to ensure more effectiveness and efficiency in our regional small arms and light weapons control system. The Minister of Interior, Usman Sonko, indicated that the Gambia government is cognizant of national and sub-regional security threats posed by the increase in small arms and light weapons.
The government of the Gambia views the hosting of this workshop as another important noteworthy step in our determination as ECOWAS member states to strive towards building a secure region, as well as a platform to address collectively the illicit circulation of small arms and light weapons, a critical problem that is unquestionably cross-border and international in character.
The link between development, peace and security underlines that all-important role of ECOWAS is dealing with security issues, conflict prevention and resolution. The Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, ECOWAS Commission, hammered home the point.
There's a very strong link between peace and security and development, and that is why ECOWAS is currently emphasizing on ensuring peace and security in our sub-region, because without peace and security, all our